In any case, well, everybody,
I'm ready whenever.
Welcome back. I'm not sure where we started out last session. It was a little bit ago. I have been brought back up from the dredge heaps of hell to have this little sabbatical where I narrate, you dumb motherfuckers. Honestly, not the worst. But moving on. Literally, all I fucking remember is, oh, big lion man go in. Everybody follow. Do well for a little bit.
And then Big Lion Man goes away.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Philip.
Yeah, I think that's
my memory of Philip as I go slowly insane in hell. Thanks.
You mean cow?
Dick. And then look, big monster thing, and then the cowardly lion decided to abandon the Tin Man as the Scarecrow. This is motion, by the way, if anybody wants to get the fucking reference. Died down for the count under a cart. Ironically, this would also make Shadin Dorothy, because Ed is definitely Toto. Take that shit as you will. Everybody's running.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, big snake bitch.
This is even better because the song that I meant to send you for Big Gibris vibes is actually from Wicked. So watch that at your leisure.
I will at some point. Thank you. Random angel lady. I'm trying to I'm like half-ass doing an RVO. RVO is not phoning it in today. He's in hell. He has a bourbon. He's like, what the fuck even are we at? Fuck it.
I love it. But I think that's pretty much it. We found the Gnome City. We charged into the Gnome City. We did fine, and then all of a sudden the tides of battle shifted very dramatically, and now we're running away.
The only joy I get out of this is the fact that I saw Mushin fucking eat shit, which will always bring me joy. Because I'm a spiteful little bitch.
I can't believe he somehow survived this.
Right? What the fuck?
Well, I believe if Kelvic was here, he would remind you guys that he did happen to cast slow before you guys took off running.
That's true.
Oh, that is true.
So, you guys, at this point, are just mad dash through this crumbling, destroyed city. There is nowhere to be found any bones, remains, blood, nothing. But obvious signs that some kind of battle did happen here. So whatever happened to the remains of the previous occupants, who knows? But you guys are just mad dash through the streets. As you're running, you can hear horns in various directions blowing off, including from behind you. Sorry, I should let you guys know that I am sick and I am under the effects of cough medicine, so we'll have fun playing tonight. But anyways, you guys are dashing through the town. You hear the horns behind you and off to your sides, and as you kind of look down alleyways and streets as you are just blindly running, you just see more and more fiends kind of coming in your direction. Eventually, you also hear the giant snake man following you, crashing through buildings, toppling things over. And he's obviously slow has worn off and he's catching up. But what are you guys doing as you're just dashing through the city?
Well, I assume Tao is at the lead, so Tao is basically dashing towards where we came from, the gate, the entry of the town, just basically exiting the same way we came in.
All right, who's gonna be the one that's in the rear?
I think that's Gabris, because he was
Actually, it's Shadeen.
Alright, so I guess I'm back there with you then, kinda. Right? Yeah.
I'm hightailing it, but as far as I can tell, my character would be in great amount of pain.
Yeah, you got pretty messed up. So the two of you in the back, as you're running, you kind of feel something slap your shoulders, and as you look, you see this rope ladder hanging down.
Well, I guess we look up and see what it is.
Kinda, yeah. I mean, kind of, yeah. That's the voice. Mm-hmm.
All right, it will be easier to show you a picture. So give me a second while I put this on Discord.
Oh, bourbon went up my nose. Oh, that sucks.
All right, so you two are just mad dashing, and you get tapped on the shoulder. And as you look up, you see this ladder rope, or this rope ladder that goes all the way up to the bottom of this ship. For some reason, not wanting to share.
Like, is that the rope ladder to like the airship that we saw?
All right, there you go. A D&D chat. You two look up and you see that thing flying above you, and you see what looks to be three bluish figures kind of like leaning out of this doorway, and you can see them waving their hands upwards.
Well, I'm gonna grab on the rope and start screaming in front to everyone in front of us to grab this rope ladder and start climbing up.
Get up the fucking ladder.
And I just basically telepathically tell Ed to help just fly up to the ship.
Yep, I'm gonna go grab it and start climbing.
I will, because I apparently still. I don't actually know that I still have them. Never mind. I'll deal with it afterwards. I was going to give Natasha some hit points, but I don't remember if I used them or not.
Sorry about that. My sound acted up. So you're healing, Natasha?
I was going to, but I don't actually know whether or not I used those last week. So,
well, if you haven't touched it, it should stay the same since the last time you played.
I don't think I had it notated. I think I just been trying to remember. So.
Oh, okay.
I don't actually remember. So we're gonna put it on my sheet. I will have it for the future. We won't worry about it now. Natasha's a badass. She's got this.
All right, so you guys kind of all start making your way up this ladder.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you guys start one by one climbing your way up the ladder. And who was up first? You, Shiden?
It would have been me, Shidin, yeah.
And I'll specifically go last because if we need to, I can fly.
Okay, well, you as you guys are climbing up and you're kind of trying to go last, Val, Mushin will kind of signal for you to go up and say, once you get up, start pulling the ladder up. And then you'll notice that Philip kind of wraps an arm around him and just holds on to the ladder.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, he can't. He has no fingers to climb.
Okay, but you get up to the top sheet and all of a sudden you see these hands, these blue hands kind of reach out and grab you and they pull you up. One by one, you guys get up and you see these three figures. I will share this on the game proper.
Ooh, they look fancy.
Honestly, no idea what these things are. Way better than whatever the fuck was down there.
Ooh.
So these three figures are kind of pulling you up, and as you get pulled up, the one that kind of got the cloak, the hood over his head, he will say to you something in a language that you don't understand. Sounds very familiar to all of you, though.
Let's see.
He'll say something else in a different language than the one he said before.
Gabris going through like panting as he was just literally sprinting. I'm pretty sure he just sprinted at least like 3/4 of a mile in full fucking plate. It's just going to like between like it's just gonna go through each of his say hello in Abyssal, Celestial, Common, and Infernal to see if anything like tracks.
I'm gonna use my psiotic mind to telepathically tell him that I don't understand him and thank you for saving us, because he should be able to understand this even if we don't have a shared language.
Yeah, he understands you. The very first language that you use, Cabris, he responds right back in it and says, do you all speak Abyssal?
Might just be me. One moment. And it switches back to Common. I have a question.
I do.
Who here speaks a bit? Oh, fucking fantastic. Sorry,
I actually can speak in Abyssal as well.
Oh my god, this is wonderful. This works out so well.
No, you speak Common as well, he says in Common.
You know what?
Yep.
That works.
Sorry, we took you to be from Gazesh. Anyways, your friend's hanging down there, and you guys kind of all look down, and you see the bottom of the ladder, and I need to roll dice, so give me a sec. All right, so you see hanging kind of at the bottom of the ladder is Philip holding on the motion, and you guys watch as a giant snake creature just suddenly lunges out and grasps onto the very bottom ring of the ladder, and the whole airship just tilts to the side.
About how far down is the ladder?
It's about like 80 feet down.
Okay.
I want to shoot it.
I'm gonna pull my sword out and I'm gonna hop over the edge and I'm gonna go try and like get them up above the bottom and cut it so that way we can like all get back up there.
Throw a fucking hammer at it ad nauseum.
As you start to climb over the hooded guy, he will say, we need to cut the rope. And you watch as the ship starts heading down towards the ground in the direction that this thing is holding onto the rope.
I just like say right,
and
I pull my sword and I'm gonna hop over because if I need to fly, I can fly.
Wait, why even hop over? Just fucking cut the rope. Why do you have to do all this?
I thought they were at the bottom. And
Philip and Mushin are hanging on towards the bottom.
Oh, I see. Oh,
yeah, I was gonna say because if they were up here, we would have pulled the entire rope up already. So.
Yeah, I just remember Val saying like, "Oh, I'm gonna go up last," so I got a little confused.
Right, I was going to, but then we have somebody that can't climb the rope, so.
Right.
Dive bomb, let's go.
This is unsafe.
I mean, I don't think any of this is going to be a safe option.
I know.
All right. So who's hanging out at the edge?
I want to attempt to shoot the snake thing to get it to release. So I guess that would be me too.
I'm going to be looking over, but I'm going to take the fucking dodge action. So that whenever it looks like it's going to do that dumbass poison acid thing, I'm like, nope. And I like take a 5-foot step back.
Well, hey, guess what? The three of you need to give me dexterity saving or constitution saving throws, and I'll let Gabrus do it at advantage.
Ooh.
As you watch this thing open its mouth, and you can see that poisonous fog just start billowing out in your direction.
Not to get too
I'm
litigious,
fucking.
but if it lets go of does it have like its hand on the rope, or is it biting on the rope? Slash, can
It
do
has
both
its-
of those?
It has its hand on the rope.
Okay, fine. I tried, you guys. I tried.
Okay, that's a 19 plus something due to.
Your
That was-
Oh right, you actually got a bonus because of my fucking aura. I keep forgetting that.
Cheatin', you're gonna take 83 points of poison damage.
Well, I'm resistant to it too.
Okay. What's your total, Gibberish? You'll take 41.
Okay.
What does Val
My
roll?
total. Yeah.
Oh, I need to roll one too.
You dived over right into the cloud.
I did indeed.
For fuck's sake.
This might go badly.
Oh,
Hey guys.
Well, you're dead. Fucking dead.
And your total, Gibberish?
Does it? It's probably like 22.
Hey, you'll take 41 points.
Lovely.
And it is a Constitution saving throw,
does
Correct.
Lucian and Philip have to roll as well? Or
Yep, I already rolled 4.
okay, are they still holding onto the rope after that?
Well, you guys watch as you're kind of standing back. You can see Gabrish and Sheedin and Val are up there. All of a sudden, Val just leaps over the edge, and as she does, you watch as this green cloud just billows up. I'm pretty sure that Gabrish and Sheedin, you're unconscious, right?
I'm fine.
No,
I'm
I'm not
alive.
unconscious at all.
Oh, you guys had enough hit points?
Yep.
Yeah, we had.
Okay.
I never got hit that hard last time.
So you watch as Val jumps out into this, and the cloud just kind of engulfs her, and all of a sudden you watch as you're unconscious, right, Val?
Yep. Oh yeah. 1,000.
Yeah.
If it does, I have 56 hit points right now.
Yeah, so you watch as she just starts
Right,
falling
right.
towards the ground.
Can I use my reaction for something?
Yeah.
Is she
Do
close
I see her
enough?
pass out?
I was gonna say, is she close enough for me to grab her?
I'll let you try to grab her. Sure.
Do I see that she passed out?
Yes.
All right.
Can I do something dumb?
I cast
I have
heal
an
on
idea.
her. She heals for 70 hit points.
All right. When you come to consciousness as you're plummeting towards the ground, Val,
Okay.
you notice all of a sudden, and the rest of you, as you look over, the rope is empty, and you can see this figure in golden armor and this other person wearing desert garb just kind of hurtling towards the ground. And you can still see the snake-like creatures like reach up with its other arm and grab another ring.
I have a question. I have a hammer for turning, right?
Yep.
How far away is Val right now?
If I
Because I'm
started falling, I'm probably a little ways.
She fell about 30, 40 feet down.
oh, which one? I have a 30-foot range on this.
35 feet.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I mean, it's fine. I'll get back up there.
So looking down, Philip and Lucius are no longer hanging to the rope. Yeah,
Correct.
Tao is cutting the rope off with his axe.
All right.
Yeah, I was gonna say for Val, there'd probably be like a moment where, like, I'm gonna have to pop my wings, so I'm gonna do that. And there will be like a moment where, like, trying to decide, but I'm not gonna be able to carry them. I don't have the strength for it. So I think that is a retreat back up to the deck.
All right. You notice that one of the blue skin figures also pulls out like a knife and starts trying to hack at the rope too. But It's not too long till you guys cut it and you feel the ship lurch back up into a stable position. And those of you who want to stand and look over the edge, you can watch as this giant snake-like creature falls into a building below.
I hope it takes all the falling
I'll still
damage
be
and gets a
seeing.
really nasty splinter.
Yes.
I'll still be watching. Sorry,
Splinter.
let's see.
All right, one of the figures is like, we should close the door, and he kind of reaches for a lever over on the side.
I'll move back out of the door.
Okay, and he gives it a flick, and you guys just watch as like some gears turn, and this metal door just slams shut. Sorry about your friends. We can try to go back later if you wish.
I don't think they. I'm not sure they would have left.
Yeah, about how far of a fall would it have even been?
They had started to rise up when it jumped on, so probably about 80 feet or so.
Yeah. I don't know that they would have survived the fall either.
Especially not Motion. He was already looking very bad.
Well, we got the most important piece, don't we? And we know how to use it.
As you guys kind of now stand in this hallway of the ship with these three figures, the hooded one, he will is there anywhere you need to go?
Yep. And I will look over at Leo. He's like, well, we have to follow where this goes. This thing is pointing us towards. And since he's not here, I don't know where that would be.
I think it was like northeast or northwest or something like that. To the next like piece of the stuff.
We just briefly tell them that we're trying to put this rod together to stop the madness.
While they're having this conversation, I'm just gonna go over to Natasha and just because she's not looking all that well.
He will he will say to you, is there somewhere we can take you? As Mara is asking.
I mean, import came before a ship, and import came for access to the library. But maybe somewhere where those things are not.
If you wish, we could take you to the base of the mountains and drop you off out there.
Well, may I ask, what exactly are you planning to do given the current situation? Because we could use the assistance of an airship.
We were merely out on a reconnaissance mission.
What kind of recon do you need? The world is ending.
I think Val will like kind of come in and be like, and recon for who? And I'm like, if they're doing reconnaissance, I'm super suspicious. Like, for who?
For our kingdom.
Which is
A place that's you would not know of. A place that is safe for now.
Do they give me any like weird, creepy vibes? Are they just like being evasive to be protective of like where they're from?
Give me an insight check.
Well, we needed to head north. Was it northwest or east? I can't remember. But if we could get another airship, it would be nice.
And like, why here specifically? I mean, this is a pretty big world. A tiny town.
Do they know
All the
more about the
magic,
gnomes here?
We were coming here to see if the gnomes were still alive or they had escape notice.
Well, while we were down there, we didn't notice any blood, no bodies, no nothing. So I don't know if they either escaped or not.
Yes, we did not get the chance to search the city ourselves. As soon as we docked, our ship was boarded by whatever those things were. We managed to hide in stowaway compartments. It's the only reason we survived. When the horns started blowing, which I guess was because of all of you, they quickly took off and that gave us our chance to leave.
Quick sanity check for like me as a player. Is this the same ship that we saw docked initially?
Yeah, this is the same ship you guys saw sitting over there.
So
You didn't get it.
Still one over there.
No, you didn't get like a very close look at it because you were still like a mile away, but same coloration and stuff, so you're pretty sure this was it.
Well,
okay.
But doing your insight check, it just seems like there's things that's foreign about him.
Mm-hmm.
Being a creature that you've never encountered before, but otherwise doesn't seem to have any telltale signs of nefarious lying or deception or anything like that. Oh, well,
go ahead.
We figured as we would save you for basically saving our ship, but our loyalties lie with our king. I mean, why would we want to help you?
Well, quite frankly, we're trying to reverse all of this. Trying to make it so that the world can go back to the way it is without, the fiends, the constant day, the snake BS. So, as far as wanting to help us, I suppose it would be beneficial in the long term, as with our efforts we hope to make it so that the world and, by proxy, your kingdom will continue to exist.
I'm not sure that we have any concern about that. I don't know if you can tell, but these things don't exactly fly.
Yet.
So, you know what this is? What's going on?
We have a general idea. And I do feel like I'm pretty sure I heard you say that your kingdom is safe specifically for now. Which is cool for now.
Unless they learn to fly.
Oh, they got flying ones too.
Yeah, I don't think that that's going to be like the hurdle that stops them.
Yeah, considering that they are flesh molders by nature, wings are not outside of their purview.
And do you know if they are in any of the other planes?
I can't say I've visited any of the planes personally, but I don't think that he's going to stop at one plane just for, like, funsies.
So out of character, so to say, what would Gabris roll to be able to recognize outsiders? of the
For
material plane.
For these, you can either do a history or arcana.
I was gonna say, I feel like he can use his eyes to recognize that these guys are definitely not from this plane.
Out of character, I travel with a giant cat, a giant fucking lizard, an angel lady, a guy that there's weird shit everywhere.
Well,
He's a little bit.
I like the photos because I know exactly where they're from. Out of character.
Yeah, it's like I have the sense of what is normal and what is not normal is kind of fucked.
It's a little skewed. Oh no!
It's a little skewed. It's a little skewed. Religion, history. Okay, fuck it.
Hey, not bad. Not bad.
Let's see.
Eyes narrow as he smells something not from the material plane.
You've actually heard tales of these creatures or these people, this race who is very adept in magic, but they are very rarely seen and nobody knows where they come from as far as the stories you've heard.
But they are fucking outsiders.
I mean, you don't know what they do in their personal time. What? Carry on.
Maybe they just play Jenga. Maybe that's their purpose. I don't.
Well, you watch as they turn and talk to each other in a language that none of you understand. And then the hooded figure will look back and I think we need some time to think on this. For the time being, we can at least head in a northwest direction, since that is where you need to go. But as far as helping you any further than that, we will need to discuss it amongst ourselves.
That's fair enough.
Understandable.
Appreciate you guys taking the time to actually just think about it instead of just dumping us.
Also saving us in the first place. That was pretty cool as well.
Ellen, away you saved us. But anyways, please, we'll show you at least the crew quarters. And you watch as they kind of turn and walk away from the door. To the left and right, there's like these hallways that lead to these rooms, and as you look into them, they look to be full of like crates and barrels and stuff. So you assume that those are where they have their supplies stored. But he leads you up like this little staircase into this bigger room where there's, to your immediate left and right, a couple more staircases, and then they lead you into this area where there's kind of like a couple of lounge chairs, a giant dining table, some cabinets with stuff on them. And he shows you to a room that has a bunch of bunk beds in it. And then he says that because of the previous occupants meaning their demise, that you can kind of pick whatever beds you want in here. And then he leads you across to the other side where you see what looks to be a study. There's like this table with a couple chairs sitting at it. You see what looks to be supplies for like making potions and stuff. You see this disc with the world on it. You also see like a bookshelf or a bunch of bookshelves with books on it, and like this giant circle on the ground with carvings on it. And he tells you that if you need to use this room, you're free to, just not mess anything up.
That sounds good. Excuse my manners, but I'm Shadeen. What is your name?
Oh, names. Sorry. Culture does not really use them, but you can call me Drellet. I would be, and he kind of thinks for a second. I think you would call it the captain. This is Drodvin. He is our pilot. And this is Ravia. She is our engineer.
Nice to meet you.
Figure I'll respond with a gesture towards myself and Val, and, like, assuming that we're going to go around for the rest of everybody at least.
Oh, right. My name is Cabris, please. Not Gabby, it is Cabris.
So,
I'm on here twice.
No, if you need us, we will be upstairs.
Thanks for the ride.
Thank you.
And that, and he kind of points to the back here. There's a restroom if you need to use it. And if you get hungry, just let us know and we can take care of that for you.
Cool.
We appreciate it.
And they
Tasha-
turn and
Tasha
they head off.
heads towards the restroom.
I'm going to go into this little library and see if I can actually read some of these books.
As am I would like to see their stock.
and I'm gonna have a nap.
Yeah, I almost feel like Val would just, like, sit at the table and, like, just have a nap there.
All right. You head up there, Sheedan, and there are tons of books in various different languages, and there are a few in common that you can read. They just seem to be about the world in general.
Any in Draconic at all?
You kind of going through, sorting through the books, and you do happen to find one in Draconic. And as you pull it out and you open it up, it just seems to kind of be like a study of dragons, their biological nature, stuff like that.
Okay, cool.
All of these books are backwards and it fucks me up. None of the covers are out.
Also, hi Leo, we got saved, but we lost our NPCs. That's the short version.
Hi, Kelvic. I want to look for anything on demons if they have it in Abyssal or let's see, what else can I read? Infernal, Abyssal, maybe in common. If there's anything in here.
You find a couple books that talk about the abyss. You said demons, right?
Yeah, anything about demons, basically. So.
Yeah, so you find a book that talks about the abyss. If you go through it and read it, basically, it's just like this endless layered plane of existence where each layer has like its own host of demons that rule over it.
Okay, yeah, I would have took some time to read it and put it back where I found it.
You don't see anything in particular to the things that you've been finding. Is there anything Rillin, or anything that Gabrish is looking for?
Gabrish is looking for anything on diseases. And I know that these are mostly worldly books, so I'm not sure if I can find. This is something he's going to read for later, because quite frankly, he might have a minor case of the internal bleedies, so he's not really in the but he's just going to check out anything for diseases or treating them or anything like that.
You do find a section that's more like medical stuff, and a couple of the books have like chapters dedicated to that.
Okay.
I know this is a
May
long
I-
shot, but would there be anything about APEP or anything? Or, shoot. The name's on the tip of my tongue about the other guy's name.
Islamus.
Liz Loomis, yeah.
You read through the books. You definitely find books on gods and deities, but as you sort through those, there's no mention of either Apep or his Loomis.
Okay. Just wanted to be thorough enough.
And I just go back to the table and just face on the table. Ooh, there's door sound effects. Shit.
I need you to know that I chuckled when he went in and closed the door specifically.
I love that. I love
it.
the sound effects right now. Oh, that's good.
It's at the end of the world. It doesn't matter. Door noises spark joy.
If there's a flushing noise, I'm going to lose my fucking mind.
Forever how long it took for me to do that, I will be asking if we are wanting something to eat. So we can either have Gerbest do it or see what they have to eat for us.
It would have took you a few hours in there.
Okay. I ask everybody, it's like, are you guys hungry? Are we gonna ask them for eat, or are we just gonna do the Gerbest special?
Who wants bread and really, really good water? I think we should inquire at least to what they are serving. But worst comes to worst, okay, you do that. By the way, I know I've been sitting at this table for several hours, if this timeline is correct. But does
You spent
anybody
a bit of time looking in books.
Okay, fair enough. Does anybody need healing? I know I healed up Natasha so she wasn't internally bleeding. But does anybody else need anything?
I should be fine with a long rest.
Okay. Just have to
But
make
I'm
sure.
gonna get some food before we do that. So I'm gonna start heading up to where they are to see if they have any food for all of us.
All right, so you go back kind of in the direction you came from to the stairs there, and you head up those, and you find yourself on a deck that's just completely empty. As you come out, you are at first met with like some weapon racks, some crates, and what looks to be tools. And as you kind of look around, you do notice there's another set of stairs that heads upwards.
Alright, I'll continue then.
Also, I think my token and Leo's token. Slightly rotated.
One moment. Is everything okay in there? Are you shitting blood?
I'm fine.
Okay, well, if you're not fine, I still have more cure wounds. So if you shit out what seems like a really large bean, that is, in fact, your kidney.
I had no idea to put that text box across the middle of the screen.
And it pulls into your character too.
I'm just Cabris is now worried, so he has dragged himself over to the bathroom door in case he hears like a thump, meaning he actually has shit herself into unconsciousness.
Well, at this point, she has been in there for a few hours. But she didn't you.
She needs to hydrate. I'm gonna get the ravens.
You
At the very
walk up
least, she'll
the
need to hydrate.
you walk up the other stairs, Sheedan, and you find yourself walking on this like metallic floor. And you see the three figures kind of sitting in these chairs, talking to each other. And there is this panel in front of them that seems to have like these levers and rope pulleys and stuff on it. And you watch as like these hands that aren't attached to anything, magical in appearance, seem to just be flipping stuff and pulling ropes and things. You also notice in the back of this room is this very giant metal ball that seems to have this blue plasma kind of pulsating within it that's like shining light into the whole area. But as you come up, the Captain Drelet will address you and yes, is there any way we can help you?
You said you'd help us with some food?
Yes, we could conjure some food if you need it.
Yeah, we would all appreciate that. Thank you.
Alright, I will be down in just a minute.
All right, I'll see you down there. And I'll just walk right back down to the little cabin thing.
Alright, he's not too far behind you, and the rest of you watch as Sheelan comes back, and shortly behind him is Drelet. And he comes over to the table, and you watch as he starts casting a spell. And as it fades, there's just kind of like this bluish glow to the table, and all of a sudden it is just full of food.
I feel like the light would probably wake Val up.
I feel like as soon as Natasha leaves the fucking bathroom, that's another cure wounds. Because I don't know what the fuck happened in there. That was not okay.
What does it look like? Is it just like random things, or?
Yeah, it's random food. There's some breads here, kind of shaped weirdly. You haven't seen them like this before. Obvious meats and sausages and cuts of cheese.
I'll pick up a little piece of like a sausage or something and eat it.
Natasha will start chowing down on everything.
From the toilet? No, I'm kidding.
No, I'm out of the toilet. Came out.
Did you wash your hands?
I'll thank him for the food.
Yes, if there is anything else, we will be upstairs. And he gives a bow and turns and heads back.
Natasha just gives you the evil eye.
That says
Is this
no.
better food than Gabriss's?
Goes away.
Yes, it is delicious food.
Oh, this tastes so much better. No offense, Gabriss.
I mean, it's not so... Yeah. Yeah.
What Tal made the other day was pretty good too, though.
Yeah.
Real food.
He just continues to deflate a little bit every time. Like, this is so much better. Yeah, Tal made real food. Makes you just look over at Caprice, and it just looks so deflated. I will attempt to do better.
It's okay. It's your food is sometimes better than my berries.
I don't think that's true at all. I think your berries are delicious. Wow, don't take that out of context. We did not say that. We are scrubbing that. We are scrubbing that from the record.
No, whatever floats your boat.
Oh, they do come in handy in a pinch, that's for sure.
Oh, heavens.
Yours is still very impressive. I can't make water or food like that, so...
Well, then I'm happy I can help at the very least. By the way, Shadin, I meant to ask. I know that you were praying to your god the other day. I'm curious. Does your god ever speak to you?
Yes, quite often when I pray. Uh, the last time I did, if you haven't noticed, he kind of helped us all, but he won't be able to help you guys, but just me, since I'm the one praying to him. But he said you guys have to find your own way to get, I guess, religion or faith into somebody to help with your way. Because he can only do it in some limited options since you don't, pray to him.
I see, yes.
Not under his circle of power, sounds like.
Gabresh just sort of looks down at his food. Seems like he's deep in thought.
Maybe ask in a different way, or, I don't know, be more open-minded.
What do you mean?
Well, I don't listen to how you try to talk to your god or anything. It's none of my business. But
I'm sorry, was I being rude by listening? I didn't mean to.
No, it's fine. I wouldn't do it openly if I didn't want you guys to know. I just mean, I don't know how your god works. So I don't know how you would phrase things to, or get them to help you. Or any of us, or any of us here. I don't know who's all people of faith much. Some people just try to hide it and deny it, but I think we can use all that we can get.
Yes. As far as my goddess is, she's actually, being as she's on the Shadowfell and not in the astral plane, she actually speaks to her followers much more often than other gods. It's one of the reasons she is known as the Great Guide. I mean, other than the fact that when a soul does not claim a god upon death, a god does not claim them. So she scoops them all up so that they are not trapped on the mortal plane, and functionally they are put into her domain. So she is very vocal. Yes.
I see. Is that where you wish to be once you finally go?
Oh, I will not be joining the souls that are claimed exactly. No, it's, how is it like? The ones who claim, if you want to think of it like this, this is a little bit difficult to explain because Ynir is unique in her relation to death, being as she is in fact a goddess of it. She's if you would like to think of it as sort of a layered system, a city, a castle, and the outskirts. The outskirts would house all the souls that are unclaimed in a sort of perpetual limbo, wandering endlessly in the Shadowfell. As a follower, I would be within the city, and I would be.
So you,
if you would like to think,
her champion.
I would not call myself that exactly, but yes, I would be one of her followers within her realm when I finally pass on. Yes.
Is anyone else still having night tremors, terrors? I guess we'll figure out tomorrow once we sleep, huh?
I suppose.
Well, you guys sit and enjoy the food. After an hour passes, you watch as the food disappears and is no longer there. It's once more just an empty table. But you all still feel very full and very well hydrated.
That's interesting.
Well, if that was my last meal, it's a good.
Indeed.
It's been a while.
Does it feel like we should be heading to bed soon, or how much longer do you think we have, DM?
Mechanically speaking, you guys would have got here in the middle of the day, so you still got a while to go. But I mean, you all did almost just die, so it's kind of personal choice.
Okay.
True.
I'm going to retire for the evening.
You just see Shadeen just nod if you're gonna be looking up at all.
Please have a good rest. I hope you feel better in the morning.
No, you guys all taking a rest?
How many hours have passed? Because Tao went to bed straight after.
Right after
3 hours.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm gonna stay up for a little bit. I guess I'll check. I noticed there's some books in this room. I'll just look at them and for a little bit, and then head to bed afterwards. After maybe a couple of hours.
As you go through these, kind of just browsing them, you notice that this is a bunch of activities. You see, like, cards that could be used for playing maybe card games or something. You also see other games that you have no idea how they're played or what it's called, but it seems to be more of a activities section.
Okay.
Cool. It's like a rec room. But yes, Shidin, I think I will be joining you in night study. There are some things in the library I wish to check over.
What is that?
Personal project.
Fair enough. I think a lot of the reading I wanted to tonight for their limited quantity, I should say.
Give me a second, guys.
Okay, so did we meet anybody new besides the captain?
Yeah, the captain,
The engineer
and yeah.
First
What are
mate,
their names?
maybe? I don't.
I think they said pilot.
Yeah.
A pilot, yes, that's true.
Captain, pilot, and engineer. There's 3 of them, and they are the only 3 left of their crew.
And I don't fucking remember any of their names because they're weird.
Yeah, they kind of hard to.
Yeah. Difficult.
Well, I got Dalet, which is, I think, the captain.
Mm-hmm.
Could you write the names out for us, Sodic? Please and thank you.
I would like to not disrespect the people who you just said.
And
We're
then,
trying to get 5 for us around.
did our NPCs that were following us, did they die, or what happened to them?
They fell at least 80 feet, and then like the giant snake thing we fought fell on top of them, and there were horns being sounded throughout the city. So
Mushin is dead, and Philip is very likely dead.
Well, they both got
95%
acid attacked or
chance.
poison attacked as well, right? Then
Yep,
fell
that's
80
what
feet.
caused them to fall. Yeah.
So no motion and Philip.
And currently, are we flying, or
Yes,
what's
we're
going on?
flying.
we're currently flying.
Yeah. I think it was north, east, or west. I can't remember, but we're heading northish.
Northeast, I think.
I think he said
Whichever
west.
direction the rod's pulling us towards.
Yeah. since you
Okay,
were
so
here.
we're following it, Rod. Okay.
Yes. Because I don't know which way it's getting pulled since you weren't here.
Yeah, I think it was northeast, more east now. Can't remember.
Because they're basically saying they're going to basically drop us off, but we asked basically to see if they can help us or get it. We can try to get another, one of these, which I doubt it. We'll see.
I posted the names in chat.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So you all head to bed for the night?
No, me and Shadin are going to stay up studying for a little bit, I think. Am I incorrect on that?
I'm staying up, just not studying, since I did that earlier.
All right. Well, Gabris is actually going to want to talk to Shadin, so
That's fine. I'll be in the same room.
I'm gonna go this way. I'm gonna kind of explore the ship at this point.
Yeah, and I think I'm gonna go sit, like up on the deck, just kind of like watching the ground pass by underneath us.
all right. So you said you're in the same room. Does that mean you're in the rec room or the study?
I would have followed you.
All right. So let's just say, being as there are two chairs here, Gabris is going to be looking at the diseases. He's going to be focusing on stuff that is long term.
Because I can help
Basically,
you if
he's
you want.
going. What?
Because I can help you search if you want.
Yes, I'm. Between you and me, I'm looking up things that are similar to Val's current situation. See if there's any way to look at that. Although, I will admit that I did want to confide in you about something that I have been having trouble with as of late. As it does seem to be a thing you are much better at.
Oh, what do you mean, my friend?
He kind of like closes the book and pauses for a second. And then looks up at you through his raven mask and says, This stays between us. If that is alright.
I won't be telling anybody else.
Alright. So
I still look over at Ed. Don't tell anybody.
I trust Ed implicitly. Ed is a good boy. But it is ironic that I come... Via, what the fuck are you doing over here? Piece of shit. Anyway. Oh, no, go away. I shoot him immediately. No. It would seem that despite our professions, you are much better at speaking to your god than I am to mine. Despite everything, you helped us on the road to at least be able to stave off some of the nightmares. What I would love for you not to tell anybody else is that despite how vocal Ynir is to her followers, she has never once spoken to me. And while that does not seem like a huge thing, I know. And it did not matter to me before everything happened. The apocalypse happened. I am slowly becoming more and more aware of my own shortcomings as one of her followers, as I may very well be one of the last ones left. And I worship a silent goddess known for being quite vocal. So I must ask myself what exactly I am doing wrong. As I did not used to lack faith, though. This did not used to matter to me at all, that she did not speak to me, so long as I knew that I was acting within the accords of my order, acting with her holy word in mind. It did not matter much that I did not get the glory of speaking to the one I worship, but now that I might be the last one left, this shortcoming is getting worse. Do you, as a man of faith, think that you could help in any way?
All right, before I answer, this is out of character.
Yep.
Did Gabris say anything about her guiding us anywhere? Like, I know you had visions with her. You said this out loud, right?
I said that a raven showed up, but that is, he seems to be letting off that this is, while yes, a sign of her presence, it is not necessary.
Gave us some guidance a little bit, you think?
Yes and no. So it's okay. So I'm going to give you the two visions.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out here before I say what I'm saying.
Help.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to give you the two the visions that he has given you, and one of that is just the raven, flying over the meatlands, dropping a feather, and grass starting to crop up as it is purified. And the other is the one in the castle where the raven showed up. I think acid was flying through the streets, and everybody was dying. So,
see, I guess I could ask that in character too. So that would make sense. Because maybe, okay, I'm getting back into character. Maybe she doesn't talk since she said she's the one who, the guide or whatever from earlier. Maybe she doesn't talk and she just gives you visions of potential futures.
Maybe.
Have you asked for her to speak to you? I know that's a weird question to ask since you've been fighting about it.
He's gonna look rather sheepishly to the side. I mean, when you say it like that, it seems... Okay, I'll be honest, I did not ask her to speak to me because I didn't think that... I felt like that was a little bit of hubris, frankly.
That's what I mean by trying something different there, Gabris. Maybe this might help, who knows? It's like, yes, I might talk to mine, but he doesn't answer all the time either. This was in a time of need, and I'm glad he talked to me and helped us.
I know.
But all of us have to find some faith in something, apparently. I have it written down. I think I threw it away, but...
Yes, and I will also be honest, I'm not sure how much of her is left. I'm not sure how powerful she is anymore with all of her followers gone. And with, well, death doesn't feel like much of a thing anymore in this world. Not with the way things are. So I might be lacking a little in the faith department as well. Despite everything.
Well, when we signed up, we kind of thought this was going to be our end anyway. I wouldn't lose faith until the end. Because I might be dead, but the world will be saved once we get this done.
That is true. That is true.
Keep your head up high. Ask different questions and see if that helps.
Thank you, friend.
You just see me nod. Is there anything else you need me to help you here with?
No, I was looking up this disease to make sure, Val didn't just fucking keel over on us. Mind you, I'm not telling her because I'm sure she would,
Oh, there's a reason she's up on the deck.
she'd probably give me massive shit for it, but I just, we should be looking out for one another. And if I can find a way to help her in any way that she wouldn't need to worry about using her abilities.
As long as she wants to be helped, I'll be willing to help.
Well, yes, and well, the woman is stubborn.
So am I, but that doesn't change the facts that she is a woman.
Not really where I was going with that, but all right. I mean, at least if I look into it, if she wants to be helped, I will be ready to help.
I think that's why we're all together still, is we wanting to help each other survive and get through these dark times.
True.
See how I grew up. I'm the rare person who's meant to destroy this evil and not survive it. So I try to tape on a better face. It's been affecting me more than you guys realize, but it gets on to me. But my faith and guidance, as Findar told me, that there's hard things that we all fight upon, and then he will protect me regardless of the thoughts that there is good in this world and not everything is wicked. And so
I am sorry, my friends. I'm not intruding, am I?
No. What is the matter?
I can leave if you want, but I will not disturb you either way.
No, you can.
You can come in. I think we were ending our conversation as is, but Shadin, I think you and I both find ourselves in rather similar situations of being under a little bit of pressure, but I think with this group, with these burdens that we both carry, I think that it will be safe for us all to lift together, as it were. If that makes any sense.
I agree. From where I come from, it's about family. Dragonborns always stick together.
That must be nice. I'm envious of you. Though, I suppose it would be better to say I'm happy for you that your race has looked out for each other like a very big family. That's good. That's very good. But anyway, if you would help me look through these to see if we can't find anything similar, I would be most grateful.
Sure. Get right on it.
You watch as Drellet, as you have your conversation, he just walks in, grabs a book, and then comes over to this disc here and seems to be studying it and looking at the book. You do manage to find stuff, Gibberish, about certain types of diseases that resemble what Val has, but none of them seem to be exactly the affliction that she's suffering from when, like, you dig deep into them.
Okay, but I can get an idea of what I'm looking for if I were to find other books on this, yes?
Yes, a lot of them seem to come back to something where the skin turns black and has like these tendrils coming out of it, is necrotic in some way, shape, or form.
Figured
Be
that.
it just like a skin disease or a magic that's necrotic. And so it kind of leads you in a good direction of what might be afflicting her.
Requiring further research, but narrowing it down. Got it. And following Shidin's advice, I am on top of it. Fuck. He goes to... I am on top of the lion. I climb over the lion that is currently T-posing within the bedroom door.
I'm in bed on my screen.
And be in bed. Oh, shit, that's weird. Anyway, I'm gonna kind of like kneel down by the bed and ask for Ynir to show our extraplanar cohorts that it would be beneficial to help us in the long run. And he will confess his waning faith, as guilty as he feels. He tries to keep it under the breath. So even if a lot of people look like they're sleeping, they might not hear. He will confess his troubles with his faith and ask her to just please speak to him. He knows that he hasn't spoken to her before, despite her being rather vocal, but in these end of days, I need a sign that you're still there. And after he is done praying, he will go to bed.
Alrighty. What do the rest of you who are awake do?
Getting drunk.
I think Leo is going to pray to Ion. And after when he's done with that, he's probably gonna pray again to the stone giants deities. And then probably try praying to his Loomis as well.
And what are your prayers in particular?
So for Ion, it's more along the lines that he's going to say, sorry, I haven't spoken my prayers in a while. Please transfer my words to my wife that I still love her and I miss her every day. And then also to the people that he was under command, that he wishes them that they're in a safer place now, and he's sorry that he couldn't save them. And then for the stone giants, he's praying to them for more strength to get through these hard times. And then for his Loomis, it's going to be for to watch over myself and my party members to fend off the occurring nightmares, if at all possible. And he will try to achieve the goal that his past champion failed to do.
All right. And after you're done praying, you head to bed yourself?
I'll head to bed.
I think Val's just gonna like sit on the edge of the ship. If there's like a cozy way to do that, where like, because she can't catch herself with her things at the moment because she used those today. But it's just gonna watch like and like the terrain and stuff like that as we fly over it. I'm assuming there's a lot of mountains and stuff like that for right now. So probably not like any towns or villages or anything like that underneath. But it's just gonna watch until she gets tired, and then she'll head back down and take whatever spots are left to get some sleep.
Everybody choose your bed.
As for now, as the ship is flying, it's definitely gained altitude from the Noma City you guys left. But it's just a bunch of snow-capped peaks and rocky crags. Beautiful in their own way.
Mm-hmm.
But you watch it go by for a while, sitting in the ever dusk-like state of the sun. Eventually you get tired and head down. And I guess that would leave you, Sheedan.
I want to ask Drowlet if how long have they been on this reconnaissance mission? If he is willing to ask. If not, that's fine. If I'm willing to, if he's willing to answer, I should say.
For a couple years now, reports from our scouting ships came back, talking about some awful things going on. So we sent out our more war-capable ships to investigate.
When's the last time you've been back home?
For a couple years. Not that it wouldn't be impossible, and he motioned over here towards this thing. It is very easy for us to travel back and forth. I just have no reason to return.
Has there always been just the three of you, or has there been more?
No, we had a full crew until we docked at the Noma City back there. We were in the control room and managed to jump into some concealment panels before the rest of us got wiped out.
I'm sorry to hear that.
That was part of the reason we were going to head back, but we've talked about it and came to a decision whenever your group is ready to discuss more.
Alright, we should be hopefully ready to discuss it in the morning once we've all had some sleep.
No, you can find me here. And you notice as he's standing here, like reading through this book and going over this disc here, that he is not holding it himself. He actually has like a mage hand out holding it. And then there's like another one that flips the pages.
Okay. No, say I'm heading, going off to the night. And I'll just start heading towards the beds.
All right. So, Gabris, as you are dreaming, you have this one dream that is very vivid, that almost feels real. And you're kind of just standing in this dark and gloomy glade. There's these really tall trees that, even though you can see them, they're still kind of hard to discern detail on them, and they're kind of like dark and fuzzy. But you do see like this log that's just sitting in the middle, and it just seems to be like this pile of ravens sitting on it. As you start to approach it, you watch as a humanoid figure stands up and turns and looks at you, and you realize this to be Ymir. She's wearing like this long gown that's just made out of raven feathers, and you can see her long black hair just got some raven feathers kind of sticking out of it here and there.
I don't know if Chris can freak out in his dream.
But she's very pale skin, and her eyes are just like glazed over, like you would expect a dead person to have, or a blind person. She just stands up and says, "What is it that is troubling you, my child?"
It seems really... I'm sorry, I'm a little bit flabbergasted at the moment. I suppose the reason I feel very silly right now, because all I needed to do was ask, but you had only ever shown me signs of your presence. The ravens, the birds. I had assumed it was because I was lacking in faith. I had assumed it was because I was not measuring up. And I didn't really think it was my place to ask you to speak to me. Because, who am I, really, other than another acolyte? Although with the end of the world, I was worried. I was scared that with everything going on, with what seems to be the death of death, that you were not around as much as you once were, or not as powerful. And I know that's dumb, and I know that's stupid.
That is not too far from the truth. I am not like the other gods. The power I have, not as mighty. And with all that's been going on and the deaths, I have been rather divided in my tasks.
May I ask how many of us are left? Truly, I cannot be the last, am I?
There is only 2 others. But out of the thousands that used to be, that is very grim.
I know that when all this is done, when we finally fix the world, I'm probably going to have to pull double time to rekindle our numbers. And I was worried. I was worried that I was lacking because you weren't speaking to me, that I wouldn't be able to fulfill my duties. But this, despite the grim times, I'm glad that you've answered. I'm glad that you're still here, even if it's not in quite the way you once were. I'm just happy you could talk to me.
It will not be a very common occurrence. It is your faith that drives me as much as I drive your faith. That is something that you have to look inwards and find within yourself.
True.
But without that, it very much limits what I am able to do.
He nods. I have good people with me. I don't think that will be a problem for much longer, if that's any comfort. We have faithful. Not to you, mind, but other gods in this party, so
Each
maybe
serve
they
their
can
own.
show me a better way of doing things. Maybe they can help my shortcomings.
Perhaps. If you ever need, you can always keep an eye out for my guides. I send those personally to guide you on the others.
That I shall.
And you watch as she just kind of holds out the raven feather to you.
And I will very gently take it and hold it in my hands as if it is a sacred object. reverently.
You kind of gaze at it a moment, and you hear her voice as she says, the others have their role in this as well, but do not lose yourself in it. As you kind of look up, you realize that you're just standing alone in this little glade.
I promise I won't.
Leo, you go to sleep, and you're met by an old friend of yours, and a very vivid dream as you're kind of just walking into this little tavern. You're looking around, you see a bunch of wounded soldiers, and one of your old companions who served with you kind of walks up with a mug in his hand. He's like, Leo, is that you?
Yeah.
Good to see you. And he hands you a mug. I was expecting you.
Is this real?
It's as real as anything else.
Hey, go
I
ahead and
mean,
take the mug.
what is reality if not just what we perceive in our minds, right?
Got a point.
And he takes another mug and just starts drinking. So you seek comfort.
In a sense, yes.
I'm your friend. Why don't you tell me about it? I mean, we killed together. We can at least discuss and have a mug of ale, right?
Yeah. I just have concerns of whether this world is still true to save or not. But what's happening now doesn't seem right. I know this world had a lot of evil in it, considering what we've been through and looking around as well.
Yes, we've seen the wickedness of man's hearts firsthand, haven't we?
Yeah. But I've also know that this world has a lot of good in it. So,
That is true. You've felt the laminates of a woman. That's good, isn't it? And he kind of gives a chuckle.
yeah.
Also, beauty in the sunsets, watching children run and play and laugh.
I still believe this world is worth saving. Although I feel like what I'm doing now is something more of a purpose and it has to be done. But there's a lot of dangers ahead, and that's what scares me at the moment.
Well, I think the question is the grid of the world worth wiping out just for the little evil that lives within it?
I'm gonna insight check this person.
Okay, go ahead. You look upon this friend of yours who you served with for a while, and his mannerisms, his personality, his jovialness seems very much like the man you remember. And as you're talking to him, there seems to be seems to be not a nefarious intention behind him, but it does seem like he's here for a purpose, talking to you. But you glean that that purpose is good and not deceptive.
Mhm. I don't know, just looking at all the good memories that I've had in this world and then seeing the potential, the good, is something that I want to fight for.
That sounds like something worth fighting for to me. Then again, that is what we used to fight for, is it nuts?
Well, what we were fighting for was something that the Emperor wanted and not what the people truly needed.
This is true, but did you go into it because you wanted to kill and maim? Or did you go into it hoping to bring an end to the war so that people could once more live in peace without the suffering?
I think I went into it in the beginning just for more of a career choice to get my life back on track. But after seeing what's been going on, it changed into preventing the suffering that people were being put through.
Indeed. I personally believe that a child's laughter is something worth fighting for,
I do
if
agree.
nothing else. Is there anything else that is on your mind, my old friend? Or is on your mind?
Nightmares. I've been having nightmares lately. This god or this being or whatever this thing is truly is, it seems to be haunting me. Not showing me, should I put this? It's not showing me the good of the world, it's showing me the evil side of it. And not trying to coax me in a way, it's trying to prove a point. And the point that he's trying to prove is that he's trying to prevent this evil, or not this evil. He's inflicting this evil that's preventing the suffering of this world that's many are going through as well. Although I believe his ideas are something that I wouldn't go for, it still concerns me. But we've already talked about the good and evil of this world, which I believe is worth fighting for. So I'm hoping these nightmares, in a sense, would subside. And again, I'm praying to many gods, but it feels like a lot of my prayers are either on deaf ears or are not present. Could be because I'm not sticking to one, but I just do it because it feels right.
You watch as he sets the mug down and his whole demeanor changes. Same person, but completely changes. And he just kind of looks right through you and he says, "Yeah, there are more ears that hear you than you would think. And this one that you fight is something beyond anything you could even fathom. But this is his way. And I think you will be a little more guarded going forward."
I have that feeling as well.
And you kind of watch as he like shakes off and he grabs his mug and says, "Well, enough about that. How about we exchange some stories of the good old times?" And he holds his mug out to you to like do a cheer.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do the chair.
All right, so you could kind of fall into this cycle of storytelling and reliving happy moments. He kind of avoids like the more gloomy, sad side of the conflicts you were in. But with that, you guys all sleep for 8 hours, so you can go ahead and take a long rest. I will need Val, Tal, and Natasha to give me Constitution saving throws.
Oh right, we have a long rest button. Shit.
Did I do a Constitution or just or a...
Yeah, 19.
Where's mine?
Val, you have 2 points of exhaustion, I believe. And the rest of you safe. All right. And before we start the new day, go ahead and take a 10-minute break while I go and take more cough medicine.
I'm gonna drink my bourbon. So Four Roses apparently goes very well with ginger ale, as I found. Very good. I don't know if anybody else here enjoys liqueur.
Personally, no.
I drink very much, so.
I would like to clarify, I don't drink to get drunk. I genuinely enjoy the taste of bourbon. Well, once you get past the burning, it's pretty good. Once your throat goes numb, gotta say, Four Roses tastes like caramel and vanilla.
Well, if you really want to get drunk, just have somebody bring over some moonshine. That would
We might
definitely
get
put you on your
there.
ass.
That being said, Angel's Envy legitimately is the sweetest shit I've ever tasted as far as alcohol, and it's disgusting. I hate it.
One of our neighbors down here at my parents' place, they do their own distillery stuff for moonshine, and he brought down like this peach cobbler tasting one. It tastes
Nice.
exactly like peach cobbler. You can't out it, but it will put you on your ass super quick.
Yeah.
Because it tastes exactly like it's supposed to, and you can't taste anything. Oh yeah, and it's like something like 5 proof or something like that. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, the shit I'm drinking is 95 proof right now, and I only have like one of those tiny glasses, like bourbon whiskey glasses. I filled that shit all the way up to the top, and that was the first time I've been hungover ever.
First time I really got to the point where I was borderline blacked out drunk, where I was vomiting, was when same guy that does the moonshine. This was like a full 8 hours of drinking beer, all this type of stuff, and we were hanging out. It was summer, and the family was down. He brought in and he says, "Well, if you really want to try something, you should try this 100 proof, just straight distilled moonshine." I'm like, "All right." I tasted it. It tasted like tap water to me for some reason. After 2 sips of it, that was my limit. I was basically on the tailgate and I threw up right in front of everybody. Oh yeah.
Nice.
After that, I made the decision not to get that drunk again.
Yeah. So yeah, I've been trying to like expand my horizons when it comes to liquor, because as far as I view it personally, with beer and liquor and stuff like that, it always feels like there's always like a legacy behind each brew. Like that like each brewery has like some sort of history. Each liqueur has some sort of a story to tell. And it's always sort of this, in a much more metaphysical way. When you drink with friends, it is always much more of a bonding experience. And much as the liquor has a story and a history to it, it is also used to share stories and history among people. And I might be looking way too much into it, but that's why I genuinely enjoy liquor and stuff like that, is because I think it's rather important to the human experience.
It's funny because the only time I ever get drunk is when I'm with family during the summertime. Like throughout the year, I'll go without drinking, no problem. But when I get drunk, I turn into like a therapist for everybody. They'll come with me for problems and take it. I'm like 27 years old, and there's people that are like 30 something that have their life together and having problems. They go, well, what you need to do, you need to do this, da 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 da. And I give like good advice apparently because they come to me like the next day and said, I feel a lot better after we talked last night. I go, oh, really? I don't remember what that
Shit.
I'm like that
Maybe
for
that
people
just-
without drinking.
Yeah.
It's not alcohol related because I don't drink, but I'm like that person for like relationship advice
Oh,
with
yeah,
my
same
friends,
here.
which is extra funny
Nice.
because like I'm asexual and I'm not interested. The answer is always no. It's I don't care, and so like the running joke has just turned into it's all right. Phoenix is the coach; she doesn't play.
That's actually kind of funny.
This session's actually been really fun.
Mhm.
I'm enjoying
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I'm sorry that I missed
It's okay.
almost a full hour of it.
Oh, it just got better, so.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, like
I
you missed the least important bit.
Yeah.
straight up, I was told dinner's at 6. So,
Yeah.
all right, I'm gonna go over there real quick, grab something to eat. Take me about 10 minutes. I get over there and it's not even done, and I'm like, shit. So I'm trying to help out, getting stuff done. Finally ate, then I left.
Yeah. It's all good, though. Family time's important.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I went to go see Spider-Man No Way Home because me and my ma had already saw it together. And we kept on telling my dad, that's like, yeah, it's really good. It's really good. It's like the best Spider-Man movie there is. And then he's like, oh, fine, and keep telling me to hurry. Because he's a grumpy asshole, man. So we actually got to go see it again today, which I don't have a problem. Because it's a
Mhm.
fucking good movie.
I need to go see it.
And I love Spider-Man, so naturally I'm
So
a
do I,
fanboy.
but I'm a big man. I don't fit in the seats properly, so I don't like going to the theater. Unless they have the ones that lift up the sides for the arms.
Right.
Mm,
I had to censor myself because I was about to say some dumb shit. Probably because I'm on my second glass of bourbon.
It's okay. I've heard worse.
I'm not. It wasn't really that bad, but I still don't want to be rude to you, so I at least have some common sense.
It's all good.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you don't want me and Sotik to go drinking with you guys. We'll just drink you out of house and home.
I mean, shit. All right,
Well,
as
I
long
know
as you're
Sotik
paying
doesn't
for your
really
tab.
drink anymore, but I don't hardly
I've
drink
s-
either. But
I've
when we
seen
drink,
people like there's some people that come down for like family and friends during the summer, like 4th of July and stuff. It's usually the whole month of people drinking. And there's one guy that I met, and he came to the house. I'm like, yeah, go ahead and grab a beer, no big deal. I didn't realize how much he drank. He drank a full 32 pack in one day. I'm like, Christ,
Yeah.
dude.
Drink a 32 pack. Beer is so fucking filling. Like, what?
Well, I found out apparently he does that every day.
Oh, he's an
Oh,
alcoholic.
alcoholic, yeah.
Okay.
yeah, that is definitely the term for that.
Yes.
That's extreme.
When my mom died
Party.
from cancer, I became an alcoholic, and I would go buy like 24 pack every night and drink it and wake up in the morning and all the cans would be empty. I would also buy Bacardi 151 and wake up with an empty bottle too.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah, those
That
things
went
can
in
really
a much different direction than I thought this conversation was
Shoot,
going to
me.
go. I'm sorry to hear that, Sotek. That sucks.
Yeah.
No, it's life. I don't do it anymore. Partly because I have a fatty liver.
Hmm.
I want to hug you right now because that's like so bad.
Yeah. My first drink ever with Sotik was 151. What, we did like 5 to 7 shots that night? Each?
My 21st birthday, my brother thought it would be funny. And I don't know if you went with us, Drake. But you were definitely at the house when I came home.
No,
I was so.
I was with you until you guys went out again.
Oh yeah.
I wasn't
no.
21 yet, so I was in the car for like an hour and a half waiting for you guys to come out, for you guys
Yeah,
to realize I was in the car.
He took me. They took me to dinner where my brother just bought me shot after shot after shot, and then took me to a bar after that where he just did the same thing. And that was the first time I ever drank. I don't remember anything from that night.
Yeah, I came to spend the night and watch over him.
I was kind of blessed with how I started drinking. I was 20 at the time, but I was overseas, in Japan, and did a whole thing out there. That was a lot of fun. But when I hit 21, that's when my brothers and sisters my brother and sister took me out to one of their old bars that was still open since they were a kid. And yeah, I realized there's some alcohol I just do not like. Like, I didn't notice the difference in like taste between like the Japanese beer and then the American, and I never liked the American alcohol that was served.
I had my first drink when I was like 14. It was a Busch Light. My dad gave it to me to try, and I was like, "Oh, this is shish! It's disgusting. Why would anybody ever drink this?" So no, I didn't start that early. I know that's how that story sounded when it came out of my mouth, but
No, just questioning on your drinking choice. I don't like Busch Light.
I know it's fucking vile. But Michelob is actually all right. Like, I tried that recently. I was expecting it to kind of be a shit beer, but no, it's all right. It ain't bad.
We're all here.
I remember. I remember as a little kid, my dad drank Coors Light, and I wanted to taste something, so he let me have a taste, and I thought it was the worst thing ever.
Yeah.
My dad gave me a cap full of Bigfoot when I wanted to taste it.
Oh no.
Is Tal here?
Man.
Tao, frick you.
Feku?
Yep.
Yeah, he's
What's
here.
up?
Oh,
All right.
okay, so everybody's here,
He's
right?
taking a nap.
Yep, everybody's here.
All right. So you awaken the next day. Half of you having had your nightmares, the other half actually having peaceful, restful sleep. But what do you wish to do on this day?
Roll over and go back to bed because apparently I'm exhausted.
Oh, I want to get up, stretch, do some stuff, and then probably get something to eat. Sounds like that. Right
Capris
now.
is fucking. Oh, sorry. Oh, the
No, it's all good.
He gets up,
Unconscious.
leans forward, hits the floor, unconscious. Out like a fucking
mood.
light.
Just
Understandable. Have a
honestly.
nice day.
Oh, there's even exhaustion levels on this.
I think there is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there is.
Did not know that.
Try
That's
it.
interesting.
It's fun. Well, it's not fun. It's exhaustion levels, but
And I see still a Drowlet in that room.
Yeah, he's sitting down. You see he got like a couple magical hands that are going around doing stuff, and he's just sitting there watching them.
I hate to disturb you, Drowlet. Think you can conjure us up some more food, please?
Oh, yes, no problem. He comes out, and once more he casts a spell, and table's just full of foods, breads and sausages and fried eggs and whatever else you can think of.
Ooh, that sounds good. Thank you.
Are you ready to talk now, or would this not be a good time?
Oh, is it okay with all you guys, or do you guys want to discuss a little bit while we're eating, then talk to him?
I think we can talk and eat. The
Why
discussion
not?
is what again? Out of character at this point, because
Is what we're wanting to do, like where we're going, where we want to get dropped off, basically.
wait, before we do that, hang on one moment. Got it. I just got it.
You
Here,
open the door
got it.
first.
I got a shit. I got a mad
He
shit.
has to go drop the loaf.
Is it just me, or is Natasha upside down? Oh, there we go. Thank you.
No,
Yeah.
it's in there.
Somebody turned me upside down. I don't understand.
Something spin me right round.
Okay, I'm good. We can continue. Hang on, wait.
You hear him sniff and like, do you close the door?
Yeah, I closed the door now. I'm back now.
Oh my
I
god.
washed my hands. Don't worry.
That water is not for. Never mind.
Oh no.
No, you say that I washed my hands, and Ed just over there.
Ah! I smack him away because I don't want him to get like a bacterial infection. No, don't.
Well, you are taking this item to. Okay, so out of character, you said that you told him basically everything that's going on.
I gave him. I said we have this rod that's going to help us get rid of this darkness. This is what I said to him. Since Kelvik wasn't here to explain it, basically, or if he wanted to, so I took the lead on that.
Yeah, so just double checking before he starts talking, but he'll say, "So you are you going to take this rod to stop this?"
Sorry. I think who was the one that said it? Myself?
No,
No,
Or-
she didn't.
I
She
did.
didn't.
I just said this. We have this rod that's gonna help us stop the darkness, and that's it. I didn't say
Okay.
anything else.
This rod has a few more parts that we need to assemble to be able to stop what's going on. Currently, where we're heading now, as I pull out the rod and check the location, it seems like there's one more part this direction as I'm pointing where it's going. We need to get, this is 4 parts, right? Check.
I think we
double check
have
real quick.
3. We've got 4 left, I think.
That is correct.
Okay. We need 4 more parts to assemble this rod into the staff that will help prevent whatever's going on with this.
And so this is a great item of magical power. I take it.
My understanding, this is an artifact that the god that is currently in conflict with the god that's invading this world used to prevent him or stopped him from coming in.
Well, we are willing to take you on a couple conditions.
Okay.
The first is if you are willing, I would like to cast a cone of truth over all of you before we start discussing further.
I don't think that's a
I
cone.
agree.
I think it's more like a zone in general. But yes, that would be fine.
Don't insult the man.
I just look.
I'm not insulting.
Gabris, just quiet.
And just like smack
I'm
his arm
sorry.
because he's over there. And then
I'm
over to
sorry.
his-
I'm sorry.
No offense taken, and you watch as he takes out some components and mutters some words, and you can all feel this effect fall upon you. Do you all let it happen, or do you try to resist?
I let it
I'm
happen.
fine.
I let
I let it happen.
Let it happen.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
so you all suddenly realize that you cannot lie. Does not mean that you can't like speak around what's being asked, but you can't like directly, deliberately tell a lie.
Mhm.
And he says, so you are wishing to stop whatever it is that is happening, correct?
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
Mhm.
And you you know or you think that this item will help stop this?
Yeah.
I believe
Two
so.
guys
Yes.
that we lost the other day were the ones that knew the most about it, but that's what they told us.
I believe in the cause, yes.
I see. And would you be willing to let us examine this thing? We do not mean to keep it or do anything nefarious to it. We only wish to look at it.
If you try to keep it, I'll kill you.
I
Oh,
would
okay.
wish I would
Hey,
wish for
zone of
you
truth.
to examine it, so I would know more about it as well.
I would be a little bit cautious, being as we've known you for like less than 24 hours. But I don't think examining it, as long as there is somebody within the group, within the same room, it should be that much of an issue.
For the
Oh,
sake
you
of
could,
confidence, is it alright if I roll an insight check?
yeah, go for it. He says that you could all be in the room if you wish. It would only be over there, and he kind of motions towards the study that some of you've been in. Go ahead, Leo.
What type of being is this?
He is not a being. Well, you can give me a history check.
That's what I want to know.
Insight's a 21 with disadvantage.
I've already asked this question.
He seems very curious and honest. As he talks about magic, you see he just lights up. It seems like it's something that really interests him, and he doesn't seem like he's being nefarious or underhanded in any way.
So I'll just kind of shrug and be like, if you guys are fine with it. Not that it's really mine to like say what happens, but
I wouldn't see why not. I'm also curious.
You're 22 there, Leo. You've heard one of your companions, and this is the only place you heard it from, who used to be the son of a fisherman out on the sea, and he told this story that his father had once encountered these people that called themselves the Vidalcan, and they came kind of to the village before you were born. They seemed to be looking for some magical item, and they were from some faraway place, and that's all you've ever heard about them. But the people he described were these very tall, which these guys aren't the tallest. I think some of you are like over 7 foot, but like this guy here is 6'5". So, very tall, very slender, completely blue skin. Even their eyeballs are blue without any pupils or anything to them, no iris or anything like that. But continuing on, he says, we just wish to see it if we could learn anything about it. That is all. But you could all hang out and watch us if you wish. It's not something we want to do in secret.
I would like to.
It's amicable.
Question out of character. Does anybody know who know what a Vidalcan is? Or has rolled against this character that your character would know?
Gabris has, because he kills outsiders for a living. So he knows he's an outsider, but he's pretty, like,
You don't
it's
know
sort
what
of
his
like,
race is then, right?
pretty much.
I don't know. I mean, I know out of character.
Yeah, I know. 'Cause I'm gonna do this in character. That's why. Leo's gonna speak up and say, "Are you a Vidalcan, by the way?"
No, so one of you has heard of us. Yes, we are.
Okay. It's more of a story from an old friend of mine told me about your people. Although I don't know much about them, I know you guys are looking for magical items. So
Magic
I
is
think
what drives us.
letting you dive into what this object is probably a good choice. You might know a little bit more than I do.
He just gives you a nod and he says, not to Oh, I wish to be humble, but I guess there's no way to be humble in saying this. But if you had any chance of figuring anything out, we would be your best option.
I kind of agree,
I
considering
would have to
the
agree.
situation
None of
we're
us
in.
could do it.
Well, then it is settled. If we can glean some magical insights out of this, then we will be happy to take you where you need to go. Once you are done with your task, what do you wish to do then?
Well, that's much more of a life goal sort of question, isn't it?
Are you referring to this magical item? Or us in general? What's the plan after we finish our task here?
In general.
Go back home.
I think
I don't believe I'm gonna survive.
From what we've seen traveling this world, there's not many who do survive.
I'm prepared
Yeah.
for it.
by
Well,
some
don't count-
chance I live and this task is complete, I would like to find a place to put this rod in safe hands. Or
Don't say it. Don't say it.
where it is kept safe or locked away. Considering that what we know from this god, he has tried several times to invade many different worlds, or the same one, we don't really know. But he's been stopped thousands of times by the god that hold this, from my understanding. So if he's going to invade again, maybe I would prefer to set up an order that would help prevent it again. That's what my goal is after this.
I see. There are many places to hide such items, but a bridge to cross when we get to it, yes?
I agree.
Agreed.
Well,
After all of this, I suppose you wouldn't be terribly concerned with that. We can move on.
I am willing to hear what you have to say.
Well, I've recently convened with my goddess, and apparently, I am one of 3 followers still left of hers, so I suppose it would be within my duties to start a church and spread her good word. At least that is the basic plan. Beyond that, I'm not really sure where I would exactly be setting up.
Oh, once we are done escorting you, flying you, I'm not sure what you wish to call it, but once we ferry you around and complete this task, we could drop you off wherever you needed to go.
Lovely. Well, I'm sure we could figure out a good place. It seems as though you have much worldly knowledge within your study. It will be quite helpful, I think.
Indeed, we could even take you beyond the lands of Estriel if you so wished, but maybe that's a little too much for now.
We will see. We will cross that bridge when we have, finally ended the apocalypse. And we can talk where we shall land.
Indeed. Well, I will let you go back to your
Shit.
breakfast. I will be in the study if you need me.
Lovely.
And he just gives a bow and makes his way in that direction. And the rest of you are left to eat and talk if you wish.
Well, this is progress.
Hang on, I have to give a friend a hard time real quick. Okay, carry on.
Oh, you have to give your friend a hard time?
I have an idea to propose to everybody here.
Oh.
Are we still under the cone of truth?
No, he dropped it when he left.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
I would like to talk to you guys all at a later time. If we can meet up later.
I don't think we're going to be going anywhere off of this flying contraption, but yeah, sure.
Okay.
We got plenty of time.
I'll finish up eating, and then once go ahead and go into the study.
All right. Well, the food disappears after an hour.
Okay.
So you've had luck there, Gabris.
Like, we can assume that Gabris takes his helmet off to eat in the ship. He's going to give you the warmest smile he's ever given you. He's like, yes, I think I have.
Oh, it's probably a good idea. Sorry, we're not done with the hour.
That's correct. Come back here, fucko. You're here socially obligated to eat with us.
Well, that's good.
Yes, I think I'm on the road to recovery, as it were. So that's fun.
So who here has the nightmares still?
Val does. I've got 2 levels of exhaustion right now.
That was in character.
Oh,
Sorry.
Wow,
So sorry.
Rewind. Then I think she's just gonna be like, you know, like
I do too, but I'm getting used to them.
I had a dream, although I didn't meet what Gabris is saying, but from what Shidin, I'm assuming you told the group about your praying to God to help.
Yeah, I was talking. Yeah.
I prayed to some of the gods that I send my prayers to, and it seemed to have helped fend off the nightmare. It seems faith plays a very heavy role on this current situation that we have. Now, take it, I am not a devout follower of one God. I have multiple. Sending out a prayer for something to be answered or to help kind of ease this problem seemed to help.
Well, that'll make things difficult later on, but okay.
What do you mean by that?
Oh, well, this is something I'm more familiar with the fact that my goddess tends to guide souls to the plane in which they belong, which tends to be the god in which they, tend to claim, and thusly upon death the god claims them and brings them within the fold of their realm for eternity. Claiming multiple is, makes shit complicated, I'll be honest.
He would just be split into 3 or more.
That's not how that works. That's not how anything works.
I probably should clarify.
You could have a vacation home in a couple of planes and just travel around between them in your afterlife.
I wish.
I should clarify. The gods that I pray to are ones that my wife worshipped. At this point, some of the new party members will know that I had a wife. That was because she was a follower of that. Although I never worshipped him, I still send prayers. The other one is the stone giants deities, because that's where I draw my strength from. And the new one now is his Loomis, just because he seems to have answers to what our problems are. Although I only asked to help fend off the nightmares. and nothing more.
May I ask who your wife worshipped?
Ion.
Ah, he is a fine god indeed. But take it from somebody, one of the faithful of a god. Maybe focus on one. I would definitely suggest Ion as, well, considering how you are speaking of your wife, she is no longer with us, correct?
Yes.
Well, I would suggest sticking with Ion just so that you could see her again. Beyond the pale.
I feel that once you pass, there is an afterlife. Although
Correct.
I worshipped Ion to more of an extent than the others, I feel that my soul will go with wherever my wife is at. Just because I worship multiple gods does not mean that it might cause complications later down the road. I have not seen that problem. And from my understanding, I don't know if you can prove that. So, I respect, I'm going to do what I want to do. It seems to be helping me.
Well, I wish you best of luck in the long term then. And I hope that you see her again.
Just nod.
Is there like a big lion god that you guys worship there, Tao?
Yeah. The only ones we worship is ourselves.
Yep.
For within us lays the strength.
That actually brings up an interesting question.
Oh.
Tao, you call Yanir my imaginary friend, correct? You've said it on multiple occasions.
I might have.
And I know for a fact, with our multiple encounters, while you respect my strength in battle, you do believe my, faith is what keeps my weakness, no?
I only said that the religion can consist of shortcomings.
Okay.
It's kind of
I
all
just
what
had
you
a
need
thought.
right now.
What basically why I was stressing my situation was because even though you don't believe in something, sending out a prayer to something that is Loomis, we know he's the god or deity that's trying to prevent what's going on. Or Ion, if you know a decent god or something that's good and not evil, it won't hurt to send a prayer, even though if it is more of a half-hearted one, it could help with your troubles at night.
You guys all still really believe the gods are here to help us? I mean, look around.
Yeah.
That's actually a funny argument. I have a counterpoint. Why is the material plane the god's responsibility? Because it's
not their
not.
responsibility. Then why do you worship the gods? And
I believe in
Natasha
what
turns
they.
around and walks out of the room.
Wow, okay, you're just like, wow, you're like APEP. You don't even allow us to respond. But allow me to instead continue this conversation with the rest of you. The material plane is not the god's responsibility. It is ours. It is a gift bestowed upon us that we are responsible to take care of. And beyond that, for the faithful among us. While we may believe in the tenets of the gods, this place is still our responsibility. It's a shame that the person that probably needed to hear that most decided to make a dramatic exit. But regardless, I think that is what is most true.
I think we should avoid unnecessary arguments. We don't need more divide. We need to be more united in this task. Get it over with.
I do agree, but what I'm saying is if you guys are going to be continued being haunted by nightmares and continuing to be exhausted during battle, it's going to be more of an issue.
You don't have to devote your life to something that you don't believe in. Praying is just the action of protection of what we need right now. It doesn't mean that you're going to be stuck in some kind of contract forever.
Yeah, you're not going to be turning into Gabris, I can guarantee you that. Look at
That's true, and I give a thumbs up.
The day I look like Gabris would be the day I take my own life.
Frankly, I'd be incredibly concerned. But what I will say for you, Tao, is just in general, find a god in which tenets you believe in, and then go from there.
Can I create my own god?
Are you people chronic narcissists? Actually, never mind. You're cats. Never mind. I answered my own question.
Isn't gods fueled by power of prayer? So if I were to create a god and pray to it, wouldn't it kickstart its existence?
Actually, that's an interesting question. They're actually celestials by nature, which is kind of ironic considering my situation. But yes, they are powered by faith, and in return they give power.
From my understanding, from my dream last night, I know that something is listening to us. If it's not something or it's some things, like I said, I prayed to several different beings, and it seemed that in some sort of way it helped me last night. Although my faith is wavered by 3 or 4 or how many gods that I pray to, it doesn't hurt to seek for a helping hand in this current situation that we're in.
Because regardless of the outcome, if you don't believe it, you don't believe it. But the single act of praying, even if nothing happens, it's still worth the effort to try.
So, Tao, if you would like a new imaginary friend, I have some wonderful suggestions.
Oh, if I were to choose one, I would not listen to your suggestions. I would make the choice of my own accord.
Well, I would fucking hope so.
Yes, here's this pamphlet. No, I'm kidding.
here's like all the gods. You should definitely choose the most violent one. Real talk. No cat.
As that's going on, I'm just going to place my hand on Val's shoulder and say, just think about it. And then I'm going to step away and head towards the study at this point.
She is not going to say anything back to you.
I know.
Tao will also go to the study, actually.
Nice.
All right. Anybody else?
I'm going to continue eating until it's gone.
Same. And then I'm probably going to talk to Val because Gabris wants to ask her something. But he wants there to be a little bit of time between the previous conversation and the current one. So.
All right. Well, the two of you walk in there. And you see him sitting down at the table, and you see these mage hands kind of moving around, picking books up off the shelves, putting them back, writing stuff with a quill, and he looks up at you as you walk in.
Well, I think we all are ready for you to go into what this rod is.
No,
if you're ready.
I am always ready. He holds out his hand.
I pull out the rod and I hand it to him.
He takes the rod and you watch as like the mage hands kind of push everything over to one side of the table. and he sets it down and he says, "This will take a while, but you are free to stay and watch."
Yeah, I'll go ahead and stay and watch. I'm gonna try learning what he's doing through like Arcana checks and stuff. Like I want to see what he's doing, basically.
All right. What do the rest of you guys do? You can go ahead and give me Arcana check too.
Tao will look for a book about gods.
Hal finds the Bible. I am going to make a new god. I'm going to make up some dumbass name and fuck it. Jesus.
This is gonna go.
He's going to be red.
D's nuts.
Red's going to be fish.
He's either gonna find like that world religions textbook that you have in college whenever you take a world religions class, or he's gonna find like the equivalent of a Bible and he's just gonna start scratching things out and reading it all.
Oh my god, you're so fucking right. Also, world religions, is that actually a class?
Yeah, I went to a religious university, and that was one of my Bible electives that I had to take because it was way more interesting than like another Old Testament class.
I mean, I just read the fucking Bible. I don't need a class for it. But like, or like whatever holy book. I feel like that's the easiest way to. Never mind. Anyway, moving on. I just feel like there's an easier way to do that, and it's like it's $12 as opposed to $1,200.
You're not wrong. But I wish I had an engineering degree now.
Fair enough.
So you do find a book that well, there's quite a few books on the deities of the world, and a lot of them you've never heard of. The most prominent deities. Give me 1 second.
I mean, Tao would probably grab all the books and basically just had not read all of them, but basically just read like a beginning and the end, and
Yeah,
let's see.
I was going to make a joke about him flipping through and just looking for the cool pictures.
I can't believe Tao only read Genesis and Revelation and nothing in between.
This one is half man, half goat with some horns, and he's holding a head over his head. I like that one.
And he can fly. Wow!
I can't believe I must be Capricorn.
I was going to say, no, if the only exposure you have to Christianity is Genesis and Revelations, you would probably think that Christianity is pretty metal.
I mean, you're not fucking wrong, actually. You're not actually wrong. You're probably pretty right there. Yeah.
As you're reading through, there does seem to be one like entire book that's dedicated to this god called Doroken. And he's also known as the many-faceted one, the triplet, and the arcane eye. And it seems to talk about a deity that like governs over magic. But then the other books, they just kind of like footnotes on all these different deities. And there's just so many here that it's very hard to name every single one. But you do notice as you come across a picture of one of your kind, a Leonin. Seems that there is a deity that your people commonly follow, though that you personally might not follow them. That's a personal choice. But there is this great feline that your people believe to have came from the hairballs of.
So what I'm hearing is it's a sky cat.
Wait a fucking minute. You cut off at you believe he came from the hairballs of, and that's the last shit I heard.
Well, that's what That's what your race believes. As you kind of look over this footnote, that your people believe that this deity, that this great lion-like creature, hacked up some hairballs, and that's where your race came from.
It's not the weirdest religion out there, and like I'm talking.
Oh, sorry. It has to be more spiffy than that.
Oh my god, that's the best shit I've ever.
There we go.
I can't believe I'm a glorified hairball.
That book never reaches Gabriel. So I'm just gonna put it behind him.
I have a question. How many times has Cabrist witnessed, like, mid-fight, Tal just going, just like handball, and it's like, we're back!
Probably not during the fight. Straight after, though.
Right after, it's just like, one moment, I've groomed myself, like, okay, anyway.
Now, as you actually read the book, it's considered when you hack up a hairball that it is you're like being kind of coming closer to your deity.
Okay.
It's considered a spiritual moment.
Hmm.
You know those weird postures those cats fucking stay in as they're licking themselves? They just look at you. That's just what I'm imagining Tal's doing. It's going through his mind, sucking up air.
I need a moment to process that, you know.
We just broke a wrist.
I was gonna say,
I'm gonna mute myself. I'm sorry. Oh god.
That's one character down.
Cabrist's fucking dead. Oh god.
How'd he die? He got hideous laughter.
It is possible, though, that you never heard of this deity. You did grow up in like a remote village, and you travel and fight a lot, so it might have been something that you just never heard of. But you read this for the first time, and it is definitely something that you're a little taken back by.
Okay, what was the name of the god again?
Sorry, just pulling up my notes. It was Basros.
Basros.
Also considered the great hunter and the maned king. And mane, like, you know, a lion would have.
Mm-hmm.
All right, anybody else?
Oh my fucking god.
No.
I'm eventually talking to Val, so we'll, like, I'm assuming that this is all before that, so yeah.
Yeah, because you wanted a little bit of time, like, after that, right?
Absolutely, that's why I sat next to you at the table.
Okay, well, you watch Leah, I guess kind of in between your reading about hairballs and gods, Tal. You also watch as this guy pulls out all these different tools that you've never seen before, cast spells that you have no idea what he's doing. You know, maybe a couple times you kind of speak up, and he's like, "I assure you, it will be fine. I will not damage it." And he just seems to dive into this thing. You watch as basically everything he does, he doesn't physically touch anything. There's just all these different mage hands doing things, and she's kind of sitting there observing it. And there's a one taking notes of everything he's doing.
I'm still processing what I just read.
Okay.
Understandable.
Your breast laughs so hard, you gotta go take a dump.
Shit his entire ass. One moment, and now he's paralyzed. I just figured out I could do that.
But time passes on. The ship keeps flying in the direction that the rod was pulling you guys, because he said that they would at least head that way, if nothing else. And yeah, if anybody wants to do anything else, we can come to the close of the day.
Val, can I ask you a personal question?
I'm not sure that I can really stop you, but you can ask.
It'll definitely make it as awkward as possible. Yep. So, I guess my question is, how many people have you revealed your nature to before. And how did that end up going?
Basically everybody when I was young knew what I was. It's part of why I left. They all wanted something from me. Some more than others. Some people were like very clearly willing to start conflict over it. But
So it was.
And then, like, after I left, I didn't tell anybody.
Okay. So it was much more of a, man, everybody wants something out of me because I am who I am. And I don't really want none of that. Therefore, you left.
Yeah, that's basically it.
Well, the only reason I'm asking, I'm not trying to get into your business mind, but a lot of we've all been having nightmares. A lot of the ones that I have been having tends to be out of the personal evil that I have experienced. And while a good amount is that original attack on my village, which was devastating, mind, a good amount afterward is how people treat me, being as how I look, because they think I'm a zombie for whatever reason. Couldn't tell you why. I just wanted to inquire because I wanted to know if somebody else in this group would get that.
It's probably a little bit different for like what I've like dealt with. And she's also tired, so like she'll probably just like cut to the chase too. And we'll say that she didn't grow up with her family. She grew up on a noble estate.
I see.
And didn't really get to like leave the grounds very much unless it was specifically to go to the temple or to have the temple people come to the estate. And didn't really like, you know, when you're kids, you don't like fully grasp the entirety of the situation, but I don't know if things would have actually ended up turning into conflict or anything like that. But at the very least was intended to be like a social symbol or a religious
Oh, that's
symbol.
gross. Well, on one half, at least we are mutual on being judged far more by what we are as opposed to by who we are.
I think my headset cut out. I'm being judged for.
Yeah.
Round 2, ready, fight? Okay, I can hear again.
Did you hear everything I said?
No, I didn't hear everything you said. I heard
Oh.
like mutual for like being judged for, and then my headset cut out. So it's like, wait, stop.
Yeah, it's like, well, at least we are rather mutual on being judged by what we are as opposed to who we are. Another thing I wanted to talk to you about, and I know you're tired due to everything, but and you're probably going to be mad at me, and I'm kind of okay with that. So I decided to look into a little bit of your situation, and I found some things that are relatively similar. And mind, I'm talking to you about the... How do I put this? The scar that keeps growing every time you use your abilities.
Mm-hmm.
I found some stuff that narrows it down, but there's still some definite, I needed to look a lot more into it, but I've started to figure out the foundation as to what this could possibly be. But I also, as much as it pains me, the way you talk about it is as if you look forward to it, which is rather similar to Natasha, if I'm being 100% honest, which I'm not sure is very healthy.
To be
Finally
fair, we had traveled together quite a while.
Yeah, I feel like as though that's rubbed off. I don't know how much of that is just. And she's disappeared. Fuck.
No, she disappeared.
She went to sleep. I assume it's the depression.
No, she said she walked out earlier, so I was just moving it.
That's true. And I know, and I've already talked to Shidin because he's sometimes much smarter than me. And I know that if you don't want to be helped, there's not much I can do. But if you ever decide that, you don't want to slowly be dying, I'm here to help.
I think she'll just ask, do you want to know why? Like, I will fight literally everything on principle except for this.
What?
Do you want to know why you fight everything on principle except for this, is what she asked.
Yeah. Because, like, she'll fight, like, literally anybody. Like, she'll jump over the edge of a boat to, like, go do something incredibly reckless. And all that kind of stuff. So she's going to be asking Gabris, like, do you want to know why, like, she will fight literally anything, like, for the principle of fighting things, except for, like, this thing?
To which she answered yes.
Okay. I didn't hear you answer yes. That's my bad.
Oh, okay, cool.
She left home when she was 17, 18-ish. She got the scar when she was 7. So lived on that estate for at least 10 years and had access, or was provided access, whichever way you really want to look at it, to people that had a very, very, very vested interest in maintaining, like, ASIC health and stuff like that, so that I'd stick around for whatever it is that they were wanting to turn me into. And they got nothing.
See. So go ahead.
It was it was specifically an injury. She doesn't know what kind of a creature it was. They gave it to her. But when, like, she's very, very confident about the fact that, like, yeah, sure, you're gonna find, like, similar stuff, but it's not gonna be stuff that's gonna, like, fix it, because she had 10 years worth of people trying to fix it that were also very, very skilled at being able to fix things that came up empty.
I see.
And if you're going to look into it, that's fine. You do you. I can't stop you any more than you can stop me, but I don't want updates on it. Because I've been down that road again, and I don't want to go down that road again.
You don't want to hope, I suppose?
I did that, and I can't do it again.
I see. Well, do you know why I'm going so far out of my way to help you in this situation? Or does that seem rather weird to you? Well, what do you know why I'm doing this?
If you'd asked like a few years ago, it would have been the same reason that I would have assumed that pretty much everybody else has ever done that.
Well, I'm asking now.
Sorry, I saw that.
I did, but I'm choosing to ignore it.
It's the door noises. I can't.
I know, it's kind of funny. That's why I'm trying to focus on the conversation. So, why do you think I'm doing this? I get the
feel
feeling
like-
you don't trust me.
No. You've proven yourself plenty trustworthy before. You follow a god of death, or goddess, I guess, of death. I assume that means you're around death a lot. I assume that.
I know many funeral practices, yes.
I'm assuming you don't want to have to deal with that for somebody that you've been around and have gotten to know fairly well.
Val, I've lost a lot of people I give a shit about. Which is my original family. And then afterwards, my second family, my congregation. I know that this adventuring party is probably not permanent, but I'd really rather not lose another. Furthermore, are you aware of paladin oaths?
I am, yeah.
Well, I would tell you about them, but I'm really trying to find it in my fucking character sheet so that I can reference them to a thing. But I'm kind of fucking up right now. Not gonna lie. Holy fuck! What the? Hang on one moment. I was hoping to be like real smooth about this, but like, fuck me. Somebody else is either leaving or entering the shitter. Okay.
Leo, I need a Constitution saving throw.
Love it.
Oh, Leo just starts screaming in the bathroom.
You're dry heaving for sure.
Oh, for fuck's sake. One of the things that I hold one of the oaths, one of the three, that I hold very near and dear is loyalty to the people that I fight for. And while you don't want to hope, and I get that, I don't think that's going to stop me from trying to make sure that no matter what happens after this, you can live a full life without this scar, this disease. And if you remember anything more about the creature that gave you it, I think that would help me a lot to make sure that no matter what happens after this, maybe you can live a full and happy life. Which shit, I think I'd count that as a win.
I think she'll just kind of like exhale, because you've got two very, very stubborn characters here that have made decisions about things.
Yep.
And she'll basically just say, I know that you're gonna do what you're gonna do. Just don't let me know how it's going.
Well, I mean, shit, then it's gonna be real surprising when I succeed eventually, huh?
Sure.
Well, in the meantime, if you're feeling up to it, I found one of these weird games over here. Apparently they call it Yahtzee. I have no idea how to play it. Want to figure it out?
Hang on.
Awesome.
No.
Yeah,
That wasn't a hang on to him. That was a hang on to this.
oh, I thought you said I don't.
I was rolling to see whether or not she would stay up or whether or not she'd be like, no, I'm tired. I'm gonna go to sleep now.
She just passes out on the fucking table at that point.
No. She'll probably like start and then like 30 minutes in because she's too tired to like think about things. She's just gonna be like, you win. I'm gonna go lay down.
Good night, morning, whatever the fuck it is in this weird ass timeline.
So
All
she'll
right.
just
Thumbs
snooze
up.
for the day probably.
So we're going to jump a few weeks ahead as you guys travel on this airship. Is there anything you want to do or say, conversations to have before we get to our destination?
I don't have any.
I think
No.
Leo's probably going to pull everybody into an area where it's kind of out of earshot of the crew on board. And he's probably going to start off and say, if our mission fails and we don't make it, I'm thinking of giving the rod to these people. That way they have a chance to prevent it.
Well, if we fail, wouldn't the bad guys have it and not them? Or would
I'm referring to if there's at some point that we're in a position to where we're gonna fail, one of us should leave and hand over this rod to them.
Thinking of failure is one step closer to it.
That way, he says that there's other places that he can go to, another continent. If that continent isn't being invaded currently, they have a chance of preventing it.
I mean, ultimately, we'd be very dead. Minus one person. So, like...
I know.
I mean, at that point, it's sort of like, well, fuck it, let's go for a Hail Mary pass. So, yeah, that seems like a good idea. Why not?
Okay. Just wanted to ask what everybody's opinion was basically on my idea.
No, that's a good... hang on. Yes, that's a good...
I don't know where you're at.
I literally walked over to the bathroom door and I fucking closed it. Yes. Sorry, there was the shit smell and it was bothering me. Yes, that's a good idea.
So over this period of time, of a couple weeks, you guys will notice that Natasha's demeanor has changed from seemingly brooding and depressed to more frustrated and angry. She's a little bit sharper with her words to you guys, and she's not trying to be mean or anything, but you can tell that she's
just frustrated.
Yeah.
Would you say on your mind?
Oh, what's that?
Was there something on your mind, Natasha?
I just this whole situation, it's just stupid. It's just stupid. You guys keep talking about the gods and praying and believing in them. It's up to us, not them.
I understand where you're coming from. But
I've seen what the gods do. It's not pretty.
I think everybody has their own faith and belief on what they want to do in life.
But
that
doesn't matter at this point. What matters is that we have to stop this.
I understand. I was just talking about the situation that we're currently being plagued with as a maybe something we can figure out. Now, we can ask these people that are currently with us to see if they have any ways of fending off nightmares. So they are arcane in nature and they understand more of it than I think any one of us here. Maybe they have something that can help us with that would prevent us having to pray to gods, but some people here do believe and do have faith in them. I only brought that conversation up was because it seemed like it was one way that was helping me. Now, I'm not saying you all should start believing. I'm just saying it's one way to help with the problem that we have.
They don't care about us.
That may be true. During the week, I will probably find the captain and go up to him and have a talk with him.
All right. Well, how about we pick that up in the next session?
Okay, let me write down what I'm going to say.
Sounds good.
And then I'll have a small thing real quick for Val.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Gibris wanted to know what the creature that attacked her when she was a kid looked like.
Note.
And so she'll come out with like what looks like a journal. And before she hands it to you, she is like, I need you to swear that you won't tell me updates.
Swear on Ynir's name. Will that suffice?
That you
Will not tell at you about any updates in which I find. Now, although I must ask for clarification, if I actually find something that would work, would you be willing to know that update? Because I, well, obviously would like to try. Because otherwise I'm in a weird kind of communication stall that, like, it puts me in an awkward position.
you'll just need to know that if you do think you have something and it fails, I can't do that.
Okay. I'm willing to do that. I promise.
Yeah.
No updates until something works that I would know will work. To help you.
She'll nod and she'll hand you a sketchbook that she has. And I have things like listed on all of the pages if you flip through them. And I don't know if Sodic has like a specific description of like the thing that attacked her. I just have it listed as like the Shadow Man because that's like what a kid would label it, right?
Yeah.
But like the back, like the very, very back page is still blank, but the one before that has a sketch that looks like it's pretty old. That has been like just in the back of that for a long time.
Alright.
So the sketch you look at is it's a shadow person, but its form and its shape is very familiar to something you've seen before. You just can't place your finger on it.
It seems undead, doesn't it?
No, seems
No?
a little different than that.
But she does like hand it to you, and she like immediately leaves because she doesn't want like anything over there. She's mostly doing this from her point of view as like a way to placate you more than anything else.
Okay.
But we'll go ahead and next session we'll kind of go through what you guys do for the weeks that you're traveling before you get to your destination.
If I just may add, for that week, Tao would probably try aggressively praying to their god. As
But,
in, as in,
You better
as in-
fucking give me protection, you little piece
I mean-
of shit.
I mean, kinda, because I kind of see. I can kind of see him standing on the dock and just kind of looking in the sky and basically shouting like, "Basros, if you don't want this world to burn, grant me your power."
If I'm
I'm
ever there to hear
holy
that, I just
hairball,
stab
give
you
me
upside
your
the
light.
head.
And I guess I'll save my shit for next week, so Tick, because I know we're all going over our weekly shit, but you're trying to end the session.
yeah, just jot it down, and hopefully we can all show up next session.
No problem.
Should be able to make it.
So I hope you guys had fun. I will
Yeah.
give you XP this time, since
Hey.
that encounter is over.
Good RP, we got to know each other.
Yay!
Party bonding. I'm sorry I hogged most of it.
You facilitated most of it.
That's okay, sure. Yes.
No,
Have a
I
good
hope
night.
you guys enjoy, and yeah, have a good night and a good week.
And remember to
I
turn your
have
clocks
fun. I'll
back.
see you guys next time.
Somebody send the total XP that we have so far.
Yeah, I'll do that.
It was fun.
Think that it is. Oh shit! Everybody left. Yeah, I'm going to send the number. It is 98653. Okay. I might be a little tipsy, but
Yeah.
I thought we were going for milestone because we like. Are we level 11 or 12?
11.
11.
We will be.
Okay.
We probably will hit 12 now if he gives it to us.
Shit, I hope so. I can't wait to
He
level
could
up.
because
I mean,
it's
well,
less than 2,000 away,
yeah,
and we're gonna be on
and
this
I mean,
thing for a while.
technically, we killed not only a giant snake thing, but 2
I mean, did we kill it?
people.
No, I don't think we killed it, but we got 2 people killed.
I can't believe the world got to 20th level because the fucking snake thing took fall damage, therefore it counts as a kill.
That would be funny.
That would be like the world multi-classed into what the, I'm sorry, I'm too drunk to do this shit.
Yeah.
It's okay. Just think about the hairballs.
I want the last session for Gavris to like figure out what fucking Tails worshipping. It's like, I see. You chose.
I see.
Hairball god.
The man of culture. I see.
Have you figured out you're a divine hairball yet? Or is like
Well, you guys have.
you're like, I didn't want you to know that. It's like,
Gabriel, did you know the world started with a giant